Hello everyone, this is week 3 of this month-long festive prompt, and I want to use some of my distress oxides again this week: ice spruce, broken china and wilted violet. Now I've got the Dylusions star stencil, and what I want to do is just stamp some of this randomly onto this stencil like this. I'm going to stamp with it. And then we'll add a bit of the iced spruce as well. Let's add a bit of that. There we go. Move those out of the way. Then I'm going to activate that with just a squirt of water. Bring back my piece of Bristol cardstock I'm using this week, and I'm going to stamp with it. Here we go. Try not to overthink it, Nina. Just plonk it down. Here we are. Oh, I just love those colours together. Isn't that pretty? Yum, yum, yum. And I'm going to give this a dry with my heat tool. I've given that a dry, but I just want to add a bit more colour. So I've inked up my stencil in the same way, and I'm just going to apply another layer over the top, just so that it's just a bit more intense. That's better. There we go. And we'll just have those stars just shining through in the background. So again, I'm going to go off and give this another dry with the heat tool, and then I'll be back. I just love how that looks, and what I want to do is just bring back all 3 of these colours, and I am just going to add some of the colour into the background. So I've got some of my stamp pads. Oh, that purple one's a bit mucky. Never mind. Right, and let's just add some of this colour into the background like this. You've seen me do this technique before. I just think it's really effective. We'll do it with the iced spruce. It's a good way to clean up these ink pads as well, because of course, you know, stamping them onto the stencil, I've contaminated them slightly, but they soon clean up. It's absolutely fine. Here we are. So we'll am I in shot for you? Oh, sorry if I'm just a bit off there. I just love these 3 colours together. Aren't they pretty? Very Christmassy, alternative Christmas colours. And then I want the, did I say it was broken china? Broken china. I always get those mixed up, broken china and peacock feathers. So I'm just going to fill in any of the gaps like this. Gorgeous, isn't that wonderful? Then we can add a bit more of the iced spruce. I love this iced spruce. This is one of my favourite colours. It just goes with everything. Just really versatile. So I'm just filling in any of these gaps like this, and you can see that you can still see that star pattern underneath, which is just lovely. I love that. Just blend this out. Again, we can come in with a different colour and add some more. So just keep playing with it until you're happy with the way that it looks. Right, wonderful. Happy with that. Stick the lids back on, and then I'm just going to activate these oxides by spraying with some water. What have I just done with my spray bottle? Here we go. Let's move everything out of the way. Right, and just give this a quick spritz just to activate those inks, and then I'm going to dry this with my heat tool, and then I'll come back. I just absolutely love the way that looks, and you can still see some of the stars in the background, but I have lost more than I would have liked to. So I think what I'm going to do is just come back in, and I'm just going to use whatever ink is left on the stamps. I'm not adding any more. Let's just see if we can get, oh, that's very subtle. Let's try some of the purple and see if we get any more by doing that. Oh, there we go. Let's add a bit more of the purple over here, just to try and bring some of that detail back. perfect, look. I've just given that another quick dry, and I want to use this stencil this time. This is just the crosses, and I think this is a Creative Expressions stencil. If I can find out which one it is, I'll leave the link in the description box below, and I'm just going to add a little bit of detail now using the iced spruce. There we go. Again, very, very subtle, but that's what I want. And then I want some detail down here. And you'll probably be able to see it more in some areas than others. Again, see, it's a bit darker down here, but I'm just going to keep adding layers. And then I want a bit down here too, I think. Am I in shot? I keep worrying that I'm going out of frame. There we are. I just love that. I just think that looks beautiful. I wish it was a bit darker up here. Let me just see if I can, I'm going to get up close and see if I can realign it and go over this detail at the top. Better, I managed to realign it and make that a little bit darker. And I also put some more of the crosses over here as well. Now I want to use this Dylusions background stamp, and I'm going to use my Stays On Opaque Cotton White, and I just want to stamp a few of these bubbles as well because they look like snow, and seeing as we're going for a Christmassy theme, why not? Oh, sorry, I'm making lots of banging sounds, aren't I? Because it's sticky and it's sticking to the glass. So I'm just going to stamp this in a few random places, trying not to overthink it, but you know me. We can have a few in the middle as well. And then I want a few just up here. There we are. And we can have a few down here too. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. So again, I'm going to give that another blast with the heat gun. I think this background looks absolutely beautiful. But what I want to do now is I've got some circles. I've got various lids. I've got lids off paintbrushes. I've got, in fact, I think that's probably off one of my makeup eyeliners or something like that. I really don't know, but I'm going to use a mixture of the wilted violet and the broken china. In fact, we'll start off with the wilted violet, and I'm just going to add some circles to my page. Again, trying really hard not to overthink it. And then I'm just going to add some smaller ones. Again, I think I'll stick with the wilted violet. Just building up, you know, lots of different layers on the page. We can add some smaller circles here. We can perhaps use the broken china this time. And again, this will be really subtle. That one there, you can barely see it, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. I hope you can pick this up on the camera. It's just lovely. And I'm really not thinking about where I'm putting these, I promise. Let's have one hanging off the page like that. I don't know why I'm going back over these. If they're not full circles, it really doesn't matter. There we go. I just love that. Beautiful. And then I think what I'm going to do is just add some little clusters. Which end is the one that one of them's broken? So just little clusters like this. And again, it'll be really subtle, but that's the look I'm going for. And we'll add some over here. Have some down here, and I'm just going to continue sort of adding these little layered circles until I'm happy with how this looks. Now I just love how this background is building now, but you know me with my layers, and I just feel that it's just not enough. I don't feel finished, and I feel as if I want to come back in and add more detail with the existing stamps that I've already used. So I'm going to go over in a deeper layer. Oh, that's beautiful. Just love that. And I'm going to do the same down here. And I just love the way that it's overlapping the detail that's already there. Beautiful. And then we can add a little bit over here too. Isn't that pretty? I just really, really like that. And then what I want to do is I've got my cross stamp stencil, and I want to do exactly the same thing, but this time I'm going to use the broken china. I've got stuff absolutely everywhere. Where do I want it to go? So again, we can overlap. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. And it's just adding more and more interest to this gorgeous, gorgeous, busy background. And because I'm just using the same colours, it's never going to end up where it looks too much. Can maybe have a little bit in the middle here. And then maybe a little bit up here. And I really am trying not to overthink this. And then finally, and I think this is finally, I'm going to add some more of those circles with the Dilutions stamp. Oh, whoopsie daisy, I'm keeping it off the glass mat this time just so that it's not rattling around. And again, this will just add a bit of brightness to the page. Stop overthinking it, Nina, just stick it down. Oh. Isn't that better? I just absolutely love that. I'm really happy with my background. I just think that's beautiful. But what I want to do now is I've cut a piece of cardstock to the same width as my page, and I folded it in half. And let me just make a mark. Let's grab a pencil. Where do I want that to go? I want to cut sort of like a mound, like a hill. There we are. Let's have a look and see how that looks. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to discard that bit. It's this bit here that I want, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that there like that, and I am going to stamp Louis is up to mischief, and I think I'm going to use, which colour shall I, no, I'm going to use the broken china. Right, where's the broken china stamp? Louis, stop being a monkey. Make sure that I've got it lined up right, and I'm just going to stamp all over this, just to create sort of like a hill in my background. And you'll still be able to see all the lovely layers underneath, so I don't want it too dark. There we go. Sorry if I'm bumping the camera. Try and be as gentle as I can. So I'm just going to continue doing this until I'm happy with the depth of that hill. Let me just have a look. Yep, you see I'm happy with that. Right, okay, so I'm now going to give that a quick dry. Right, okay, so now I've grabbed my Christmas tree stamp. I'm not sure which set this, I think it was out of the Urban Stampers set. Again, if I can find out which stamp set it's from, I'll leave the link in the description box below, and I'm going to ink this up with some of the broken china. And I want a nice coat. I'm really sorry if I'm bumping my camera. It's just that my tripod is on my desk and I want that to go off to the right hand side. So let me just stand up to do this. I'm going to stamp that down. Not quite straight, but there we go. I'm sure it won't matter. There we are. So I've got my Christmas tree in the background. I just love that. So I'm going to dry that. So my tree turned out perfect actually. I must have had it on the stamp pad wonky, but it doesn't look crooked at all. Now I've got this Creative Expressions mini stencil here. It's called Stag's, £1.50, and I am just going to use some black soot to stamp this on my page, and I want this fairly central. Let's just have a look. That's about right. So I am going to load up my sponge and stamp this on. I'm going to spare you the shaking of my desk because I really want to pound this, and as soon as I've done that I shall be back. I ended up going over the reindeer with archival ink in the end because it just wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, but now I'm left with the problem that my tree just isn't quite as defined as I would like that to be. So I've stamped the reindeer onto pieces of paper, and I'm just going to glue them down with removable glue stick. Hang on, my glue stick's gone all funny again, so let's just have a look. So that one's going to go over there like that, so I'm going to apply the glue to this side here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. This is just one of the Scotch removable glue sticks, and I am just going to carefully place it, whoops-a-daisy, over my reindeer so that I can go back in with the Christmas tree stamp. I can touch up if I've got little bits that haven't quite covered, and I've got another one somewhere, so I'm going to glue the other one on. That's here. Inked my stamp, and I'm going to go over the top. I'm not going to do this on camera though because I need to get up close. Right, so fingers crossed that that's worked. So I'm just going to peel off, if I can get to it, the mask, and hopefully, and then I can just go over these areas in black. There we are, and I can peel off any of the excess paint, and that is much better. So I'm going to give this a dry, touch in any areas, and then I'll be back. Right, I just want to add a little bit of shadow. So I've got one of my Prima oil pastels, and I'm just going to add a bit of a line sort of around where the Christmas tree is, and sort of along where that hill is. And I'm just going to try and blend that out with my finger, because of course the Distress Oxides are water soluble, so I can't add anything wet on here, but I just want to add a tiny bit of a shadow. There we go. Just going to blend that with my finger. I'll come back over this side now. I'll do the same thing. I hope my head's not in the way. Add a little bit here too. And of course I don't want to get it on my reindeer. And then we'll sort of add it on the top of the mountain here too. Hill, not really a mountain. just to define that area there, and just add a little bit of shading, maybe a bit more here. And then I need to decide what I want to do for a border. And I think I'm just going to keep the border really simple. I just love that. Isn't that just gorgeous? I think I'm just going to add a simple border using the Wilted Violet Distress Oxide. So if I can find my pad, let's have a look. See what it looks like. And I need to have a think as well about what I want to do for a quote. Yeah, you see, that's perfect. So I'm going to continue all the way around, and then I want to do exactly the same thing with the black soot. Now I've already got ink on that, and I'm not sure whether I want any more. And I'm just going to fade that out. Do you know how I like my double borders? And again, this will just tie in the black of the reindeer. I just love that. My page is almost finished, and in fact actually I'm back the following day. I added my quote yesterday. Miracles happen when you believe, and that's just from the Tim Holtz Small Talk little booklet. And I just love that. But having seen my page with fresh eyes, I just feel that all I want to add is just a star to the top of the Christmas tree. So I've got some gold embossing powder, so I'm going to go away and add that. I added just some shading as well around the reindeer, just so that you know, they didn't look as if they were standing in thin air. That's just added a bit of a shadow and platform for them to walk in. So I'm going to add my star, and as soon as I've done that, I'll be back. Here's my finished page with the addition of my gold star. I just love how that page has turned out. I just think the colours are just gorgeous. I'm really happy with that. Now next week is Christmas Eve, and I know that I said I was definitely going to post a video with a journal page, and I'm really not sure. This week has been one of those weeks. We had heavy snow last weekend, and Sam's school was closed for 3 days this week. We had the power off for a whole day, which was an absolute nightmare, and my car was recalled as well. They found a fault, and it was booked into the garage for the repair to be done this week, so that's wiped me out for another day. And you know what it's like at this busy time of year. There's just never enough hours in the day. So I will do my best, but I'm not going to make any promises. But I'll definitely be back for a page on New Year's Eve. And then, of course, for 2018, we'll be in with our new plan. So I hope you liked the page that I've created this week, and as always I'd really appreciate a thumbs up if you did, because it just lets YouTube know that you like what I'm doing. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And just to let you know, I am absolutely loving the pages that you're posting for this festive prompt. There's been some beautiful artwork, and you know, everybody's commenting on how fabulous the pages are, so keep it up, keep up the good work, keep commenting, because you know that's what makes the vibe that we have going on in our group. It's a fabulous group. So there we go. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.